Hi everyone, this is Abhinav from Phone Bunch and today we are reviewing the Karbonn Smart A55, the cheapest dual-core smartphone available in India right now with 512 MB RAM. As you can see on the left, strangely, you have both the buttons there. Both are quite sturdy, offer good feedback as well. And you can see that design element right there. It's a side trim, it's metallic silver in color, it's glossy and covers all the sides. At the top you have the 3.5mm audio jack. On the right, absolutely nothing. Just a space to open the back cover at the bottom and the micro USB data syncing and charging port right there as well. Now this port is a bit recessed in the phone, so you have a longer micro USB port. So you would have to carry this particular cable which comes within the box wherever you want to go. At the back you have a 3 megapixel camera, a LED flash which is absolutely useless, carbon branding, and at the bottom you have the speakerphone right there. You can see that dotted pattern at the bottom. It would just gather dust, nothing else. But the build of the device is truly solid. The back is definitely glossy and so are the sides, but feels really good. And you wouldn't imagine that actually this phone costs just about Rs 3700. Although the buttons are on the left side, they are easy to reach. It's a small phone. Now let's open up the back cover to take a peek inside. The back cover is relatively easy to open. It's quite sturdy as well, as you see. It doesn't bend or flex that much. And you have those grooves right there to keep the battery in place. Now coming to the insides, you have an 1100 mAh battery right there, micro SD card slot up to 32 gigs, full size SIM card slot, and then a micro SIM card slot. It's a dual SIM phone, supports 2G networks, and you can see the speakerphone right there. It's powered by the MediaTek MT6572 chipset that's clocked at 1.2 GHz and Mali 400 MP GPU. Now as I was saying, the build of the phone is truly solid. It feels really good to hold in the hand as well. Coming to the front, you have 3 capacitive buttons which do light up, microphone right there, a 3.5-inch HVGA IPS display. Yes, an IPS panel with great color reproduction, and at the top you have a 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera as well. Main earpiece, there are no proximity or light sensors on the phone. Coming to the display, let me change some wallpapers and you can see how vibrant the colors look, and there is no distortion in viewing angles. Now this is one of the cheapest phones that is available out there, running Android 4.2 with a dual-core processor, 512 MB RAM, and you can see the display is actually quite good. The touch response also is excellent, and not just for the price, it's actually quite good. Now coming to network and call quality, this is your default dialer interface. You have a call logs right there. I'll just show you the interface. But before that, we didn't have any major issues with network reception. But both the speakerphone and the earpiece should have been a bit louder. Coming to dual SIM settings, you can choose which SIM card to use for calls, messages. You also have a roaming reminder available. You have Wi-Fi hotspot, Bluetooth tethering as well as USB tethering available on the phone, so no loss of connectivity. Now let's come to the camera. So you can see it's a default MediaTek interface. You can take HDR images, panorama, normal shot. You can turn on or off flash, switch to the front-facing camera as well. Let's get into settings. So you have your general, exposure, color effects, scene modes. So all are available. But the camera is actually not good at all. All images turn out to be hazy on the sides, out of focus. Now video quality can be set to fine to record in FWVGA resolution, that's 854 by 480 pixels, but at a mere 9 or 10 FPS only. Now we are in the front camera settings. You can see it can take images up to 1.3 megapixels, but video can only be taken up to VGA resolution. Now let's have a look at some of the image samples. On the left you have a normal image, on the right HDR. The HDR images are a bit better, but you can see the distortion on the sides. It's as if you are taking the image from a fisheye lens, and that's not a compliment. Images are absolutely blurry, and even if we factor in the price, this is a really bad camera. You cannot possibly take a decent shot with this one. Everything is out of focus, that's expected. But then again, this haziness on all the other sides, except from center, cannot be acceptable. Now this is the headset that you get within the box, in-ear style, but these are really cheap looking. They have a single button interface to end and receive calls and a silver pin. I would recommend getting your own pair of headset if you want to listen to music on the device. Now let's start playing some music. So we are using the Play Music app here from Google. Have a listen to the music. You do have an equalizer as well, and you can use your custom preset or all the ones that are already provided to you. It does affect sound, but the speakerphone volume is really low. It's just about audible even when you are in a quiet environment. This is the FM radio interface. As you see, it finds channels very quickly. There are no major issues with network reception as well. You can switch to a speakerphone and you can record FM from directly here too. Just press on the red button. It starts recording and it will be saved in the default storage that has been selected by you. Now this phone is also capable of playing 720p videos. As you see right there, there is no hiccup in playback, smooth playback here. Now we are playing a YouTube video. It's our gaming review of the Nokia Lumia 630. Let me just jump a bit forward. And you see right there, no issues with YouTube playback. And right now we are playing in high quality mode, which you see right there. Now coming to software, this phone runs an almost stock build of Android 4.2 Jelly Bean. You can see from right there also, nothing new in the notification toggles. Let's jump into settings. Let's get into about. So you can see the model number right there, A55, running Android 4.2.2 Jelly Bean, and you have the option for OT updates as well. You have audio profiles available on the phone too, so you can customize your ringtones, whether you want vibration feedback and other stuff. Coming to display, you do have these scene options, so you can enable different widgets and shortcuts for both of these. And you also have a theme option which changes the accent colors. So you see right there, I have changed it to mint, and you saw the above line went to sort of greenish color. And the check marks too. You don't have auto brightness available as there is no light sensor, which you see right there. Now coming to storage, you have 1.27 GB as internal storage, and you have 1.24 GB as your phone storage. Apps are not movable to the SD card. Coming to battery life, you will barely get 1 day out of usage with this phone. Now this phone does not come with GPS, so it will use your mobile network and Wi-Fi to triangulate your location. Coming to security, you have pattern, PIN and password. No new options available here. But you do have device administrator, that's Android device manager, so that you can find your phone if it's lost. You can ring it, you can erase it and lock it as well. Now as I was saying, it's a very stock Android experience. So you have 5 home screens by default, which cannot be increased, but you can always install your own launcher. It's Android after all. Some changes here. Long tapping on the home opens up Google Now, which does work on this phone. And double tapping on home opens up your multitasking UI. Something new here. And just like normal Android, you can swipe away apps to close them or kill them. Now coming to the app drawer, not many apps come pre-installed, just the basic Google apps, some apps from Karbonn, some games, but that's just about it. Now this is your default messaging app, so you can add your smileys. You can also add pictures, audio or video to make it an MMS. And now this is your default keyboard. So it's the basic keyboard, not the new AOSP keyboard with swipe functionality. Now coming to web browsing, we have already loaded phonemunch.com. Our mobile website has opened up. You can see that the scrolling is a bit jittery. Now our full website is now loaded. Here you can see that even though it's jerky, but scrolling is still fast. Pinch to zoom also works quite well, as you see right there. So even on a smallish display, now the text is still readable, as you see. It's definitely pixelated, but given the price of the phone, web browsing performance is definitely more than acceptable. Now in terms of general performance also, there is very little hiccup. Sometimes the phone does freeze up a little bit, as you saw there. The interface does become a bit laggy when several apps are opened in the background, but in general it doesn't perform that bad. Apps open up quickly, and you saw in our benchmarks and gaming review as well, it can go head to head with some of the phones that are available for much higher price. The viewing angles of the display are excellent. Color reproduction is also quite good. It's a bit pixelated, definitely, but the build of the device is truly solid. It feels great to hold in the hand, even though it has a glossy back cover. The phone is actually quite well designed. It doesn't look cheap, but there are some issues that you would notice. First off is this port, which requires its sort of own proprietary cable, even though it's micro USB. And then the speakerphone is very low in volume. The camera is utterly useless. The buttons should have been on the right side, but they are still very easily accessible with your index finger, but it's definitely more user friendly for the left-handed person. But at about Rs 3700, we won't complain too much about this phone, but definitely we won't recommend it either. Well folks, that was a review of the Smart A55 from Karbonn. We'll be back with more. Till then you can watch its unboxing, benchmarks as well as gaming from right here. If you have any questions, just hit us in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Thanks for watching and have a great day.